guys, come on downstairs. It's the racing world of Jim Bob Lowder. We're in season number 2 of his career. Season number 1 was in the Dirt Series, and we came out with a 4th place finish. We've moved on now to the Camping World Truck Series, where we have run 8 of 23 races, and we are currently in the middle of the field at 15th place in the standings. 15 races to go, and we're starting 6th here at Iowa this weekend. In the M&M's 200, we ran this race last season as a part-time driver in this series, and this will be our second shot at running in Iowa. We're starting 6th out of the gate, and we go green here in a 60-lap stage number 1. So we're starting on the outside, and most of the time starting on the outside I have a tendency to drive too hard into the corners, and we end up losing some ground. Let's see if that's the case again in this particular race, and it looks like it has been already, as we've dropped into 7th place, kind of jockeying back and forth between 7th and 8th. We have Stuart Friesen in 6th, one of the Nemecheks in front of us in 5th, and we end up, I don't know if we got into the side of somebody or trying to avoid getting into the side of somebody. We get a little too high into that corner, and our teammate Tanner Thorson passes us into 8th place. So we have fallen 3 spots already right out of the gate. Lap number 2 of a 60-lap first stage. Race will be 3 stages. We all know that. So let's skip ahead to lap number 33. We've dropped back to 12th place. We've got Noah Gregson in front of us. He's in 11th with 27 laps to go in the stage. And we don't see anybody coming up behind us too closely. There's a car back there. It's probably 5 or 6 car lengths behind us. And we look content to just kind of hang out near Gregson for a while. 34 laps down, and let's see if we can... I'm trying to remember where we like to make our moves on this track at Iowa, so we get a little bit outside on that corner. I think a lot of these corners I like to get just in that second lane to the high side of Gregson to try to make a pass. Now we're going to move down on the inside as we head into the corner, and hopefully Matt Crafton does not jam us up in there, which it looks like he's going to do, and now it opens up, and we will move ahead of Noah Gregson into 11th, as Crafton actually slowed Gregson up more than he did us. It almost looked like he moved over to block him and allowed us freely to move on the inside, which we did. So we are now in 11th. Jim Bob Lowder running his 9th race of his Truck Series career. We have a Nemechek out in front of us. You can often tell by the place. 31st place, that looks like it's probably the elder Nemechek. John Hunter is usually running higher than that, but you never know. Their trucks are impossible to tell apart from the rear, and I don't know their numbers, not that I can see them from this view anyway, and their bumpers look the same to me as far as I'm concerned. Alright, we are in lap number 59. Noah Gregson has gotten back in front of us into 12th place. We are at 13th place. And it looks like it was a pretty uneventful stage number 1, except for the fact that we just dropped some ground as far as our track position goes. We dropped from 6th all the way back to 13th, and hopefully that is not a sign of things to come here in this race. So stage 1 is in the books. Brett Moffitt is your stage winner. Eventually, in the next episode or 2, I think I get back to having the stage winner graphics, so you can more intimately get to know the other racers that Jim Bob is racing against here in the Truck Series in this NASCAR Heat game. It's a budget game. I got it for like $10. And what in the world? Wendell Chavis pushes us down onto the apron, and then we stupidly just try to bully our way back in. And that's just going to cause all kinds of chaos, and we're not making any friends. But honestly, initially, Wendell Chavis bumped us down onto the apron, and then it was just fear of losing a lot of ground, and probably not a smart move by Jim Bob to try to jump back in there without being a little bit more cautious. There's plenty of room down there on the apron, and try to assess, where we can jump back in, or if we even can. If we have to fall back and come from behind, we can do that. So just a knee-jerk reaction from Jim Bob to try to get back into the running, and it ends up being a huge pileup. and it has knocked us back to 20th place, which we easily, I mean, we're faster than, 12 other cars. We can easily make that ground up if we just stay down on the apron. And anyway, I'm ranting about that, but let's move on to stage number 2, lap number 4. We're in 20th place. Wendell Chavis did us dirty, and I'm not happy about that. I don't know what got into Wendell Chavis's craw with us. I don't know what his beef is with us. Honestly, it could be anything here. Could just be that Jim Bob is a rookie. I don't know. Bully the rookie. Just bully the rookie, I guess. So we're gonna have Jim Bob's gonna have to stand his ground here and show that he can't be bullied or pushed around out here on the track. All right, we are in lap number 11 of stage number 2. We have fallen back to 19th. I guess that's moving up from 20th. And we're going to make a move on Forrester, moving into 18th place. There's Chavis. And I have half a notion to get into his rear quarter panel and spin him out, but I'm going to be the bigger man as a young rookie and just blow past him on the inside, and hopefully we can put him in our rear view mirror and not have to deal with the guy again in this race. Here is Jennifer Jo Cobb. I think we deemed her to be the she-devil. She always seems to be causing havoc for us on the track, whether that's deserved or not. And I'm not talking about real life. I'm just talking about in this. She's not the she-devil in real life. I would cheer for her in real life. That's great. But in this particular series, she's the she-devil. And yeah, and we'll find that's kind of a spoiler. We'll find that out a little bit more as Jim Bob's career progresses. So we are going to move ahead now to lap number 26. We're still running in 13th. A little pack of cars here. Coughlin in front of us here is in 11th. And I don't see the 12th place car, so we're a lap behind Coughlin. So there's a great division among us right here. We would have to go all the way around the track and then catch back up to Coughlin, and we've got a caution coming out. Myatt Snyder is pitting. Doesn't look like anybody else is, so maybe he was involved in the caution. So we're going to get the free pass. Very good place for us to be in. So now we no longer have to get all the way around the track to catch up to Coughlin. We do have to get past the rest of the field, however, because we did get the free pass. So we are put at the back of the field for the restart. Any of y'all who are new to the rules of NASCAR, which I mean, I still am, but I'm learning. So we're in lap 57 of stage number 2, and it looks like we have moved up to 13th, and we're just going to get this stage through and get into stage 3 as we finish off this race here in the career of Jim Bob Lowder. I don't like to spend a whole ton of time in stage 1 and 2, just enough to get a feel for what our truck's doing and maybe where we might finish. And if there's any wrecks, which there has been in this one, or any cautions, we're going to go ahead and pit during this caution. And we are ready to go. We're in stage number 3 now. We're actually jumping ahead now to lap 153 of 200. We're running in 17th place. We're well into stage number 3 now. Bailey Curry is in 10th. And we got somebody who blew a tire up there. Hopefully it's Chavis. Doesn't look like it. I'm actively cheering against Wendell Chavis in this series. I don't like that guy. It's Burton. I don't mind Burton. I can be friends with Burton. So unfortunately, Burton blew a tire back there, and he's going to have to get off the track and get that addressed. And we are in 17th place. It doesn't look like Burton was in 10th, I think. But he's definitely going to drop some spots as he gets off the track to get that tire looked at or swapped out or whatever he's got to do. Whatever his team's got to do, we'll let them deal with it. We've got our own race to worry about here. Jim Bob Lowder in 17th place out of 32 drivers. 15th place in the standings. We started 6th. The 17th place finish would be disappointing. It would be a disappointing finish here at Iowa if we aren't to make up any ground. So we look at our tire status. We've got 80% wear on the outside front tire. That's the one we are most worried about. Bailey Curry is in 7th. We're in lap number 172. And we get a little bit into the outside, maybe scrape the wall even a little bit. Myatt Snyder is in 8th. And there is Tanner Thorson, our teammate, in 9th. Let's see if we can do some blocking for him. Looks like maybe Friesen? No, it's Moffitt. And we're going to go ahead and get out of the way of the first place car. We don't want to get in the way of the top 5, that's for sure. That's a good way to not make friends in NASCAR, is to be lap traffic and just be in everybody's way, especially in the leader's way. So, Moffitt on the inside, and it looks like a bunch of lap traffic is going to block him out. And we're going to move to the outside and let, I believe that's probably the number 2 place car, Johnny Sauter, get past. And so it looks like Sauter and Moffitt, probably the top 2 drivers in this game. And we get into Thorson a little bit. Sorry, buddy. That's our teammate there. Didn't mean to tap him. And now we're going to move inside Sauter. Just because he's in second doesn't mean I'm going to not be competitive. But if he is coming up hard, you know, on a run behind me, I'm definitely going to move out of the way. But if he's caught up behind lap traffic, I'm not just going to sit there for him. I'm going to try to get in front of him because Jim Bob is a competitor and is not out here. I mean, obviously making friends in this game is going to make your life a lot easier and make finishes more successful, but that is not my main goal out here as it was in the Dirt Series. We were not there to make friends, and we're not here to make friends. So we're in lap number 194 now. We're in 16th place. And it looks like a disappointing finish is in store for Jim Bob Lowder here at Iowa. And the great thing about the Truck Series is we pack it up and we head to a new place next weekend where Jim Bob will be back on the track trying to improve his standing and just get better. This is our rookie year. We would love to jump straight from here to the Xfinity Series if we can. If we can't, it's totally reasonable that we spend more than one season in the Truck Series because, I mean, look, I want to be Jim Bob. I want Jim Bob to be like the rookie phenom, but if he isn't, he isn't, and maybe he can be a sophomore phenom. We'll just see how it goes. We'll see how this turns out. We're playing it as it rolls out here. That is the drama of this series. And every series on my channel is I don't try to force things. I let the chips fall where they may. I don't redo things. Whatever happens, happens. Okay, and that might be to the detriment of some series on this channel, but also it helps the realness and the drama. I'm not always going to win a championship. Okay, I'm not always going to win a championship with every series, but it makes when I do a little bit more special. So there's Chavis, and man, we're in the final 3 laps here. I am so tempted to just take him out of 15th place. And, oh man, I was so tempted to do it. So tempted to do it, but we finished without putting him into the wall and taking him out. And Jim Bob is the bigger man. Jim Bob is the bigger man in this episode. Maybe not every episode, but in this particular episode, Jim Bob showed some restraint. All right, that is your race results. We finished 16th. I think it was Brett Moffitt, the one. I didn't see rightly. If you guys saw, that's great. If not, we're worried about Jim Bob and where Jim Bob finishes. We stay right at 15th in the point standings, so we don't lose any ground. We don't gain any ground. We're 7 points behind Harrison Burton. And that'll be it for the M&M's 200. It's the career of Jim Bob Lowder on Mama's Basement Sports Gaming.